the door is wide open. Nobody is able to unlock it except for them from the inside.
This strange case comes from 2 security guards who were working the night shift at an old hotel. During their rounds, they noticed that a young woman on one of the upper floors was behaving in an unusual way. Behavior that ended up being recorded by the security cameras. At one point, she seemed to retreat into the elevator as if she were hiding from something.
And I'm gonna let y'all know now, it gets really weird. It's like she acting like she's running from something or hiding from something. But there's literally nobody else in front of her. Like she tweaking. And the elevator door is not even closing. Like she playing hide and seek or something. But look, this ain't even the craziest thing. Like now the elevator door is closed. This ain't even the craziest thing about this video. I got like more video to show y'all, and it just gets super weird. So y'all just stay tuned.
The footage immediately drew comparisons to the infamous Elisa Lam case that went viral years ago. But it wasn't just her strange actions that caught attention. The camera picked up something else that made the situation even more unsettling.
Because not just any person is going to have that tool. I mean, that tool is for getting inside the rooms. So just keep watching the screen right here, man. I saw something that just... Because I'm thinking somebody's following her.
Watch, let me fast forward. Watch this.
Watch. That's just the housekeeper down there. Right there. Right there.
I don't know what that was.
This is crazy. How do y'all explain that? Somebody explain that to me.
I don't think that's crazy. Watch, keep watching like right by the door right there, by the table. Keep watching right over by there. The whole time I'm thinking somebody following her. So we trying to go over the film. Just keep watching. Look.
My hand is shaking. Right there.
What is that?
What the? Bro, that's a rock from that table right there. Those are stones and those in bowls right there by that table. And that one of them stones just fell on the floor.
And there's no way that happened because there's no wind in there.
Wind ain't even gonna do that though. This is crazy, yo.
I don't know.
Somebody explain this to me. Please somebody explain to me what the hell that just was.
A shadow can be seen darting across the wall, followed by the sudden appearance of a stone lying in the middle of the hallway, something that simply shouldn't have been there. At that point, the guards knew something was very wrong. Convinced they needed to investigate further, they decided to head toward the young woman's room and document whatever else they might find.
It's like all this stuff is just left here. It's crazy.
Yo, hold on, y'all. Why the f is here? Hold this. Yo, y'all. This is crazy.
It soon became obvious that someone had broken into her room, but even that didn't explain the bizarre shadow racing across the hallway, or the stone that seemed to drop out of nowhere. Many believe this hotel carries something much darker, a place filled with heavy, negative energy that lingers within its walls. To this day, no one has been able to give a clear answer for what really happened. The case remains unsolved, leaving people to wonder, was it the work of an intruder or something that goes far beyond the ordinary? Now let's take a look at a piece of security footage that was shared by a concerned neighbor. They explained that they had noticed unusual activity coming from the house next door, a property that had been left empty after a tragic event in which the owner's child passed away only a few weeks earlier. The recording was taken at around 11:30 p.m. In the video, a shadow can be seen moving outside the vacant home. Some viewers believe the outline resembles that of a child, which becomes unsettling when you remember that the former owners had a young boy. Could it be that his spirit returned for one last visit to the place he once lived? Or is there a simpler, more earthly explanation for what was captured on camera that night? In 2021, a man named Noah moved into a very old home, one that had stood for 138 years since it was first built back in 1887. Not long after settling in, Noah began noticing strange things happening inside. Shadows seemed to drift across rooms, and he would often return to find doors that had been locked suddenly standing wide open. Curious, he dug into the history of the property and discovered that the house had once belonged to Judson Hood. Even more unsettling was the fact that every member of the Hood family had died inside those walls. The mayor's wife, Mary Pog Hood, lost her life in October of 1917 after tumbling down the staircase, the very spot where unusual activity is still reported. One night, Noah was startled awake by strange noises and grabbed his phone to record.
Hello? If you can hear me, please stop. Why are you going faster? Oh, fuck no.
Loud, heavy banging echoed from the first floor near the staircase before stopping as suddenly as it began. Disturbingly, these knocks weren't a one-time event. They happened again and again every few nights.
If you could just please stop. I'm trying to sleep.
As the months passed, Noah grew more frustrated with the constant disturbances. One evening, when the banging returned, he went downstairs to investigate. This time, something chilling occurred. Listen carefully.
Are you trying to say something? Or are you just trying to keep annoying me? Oh. My goosebumps.
A voice that didn't belong to anyone in the house could be heard, whispering what sounded like the word hello right next to him. The odd experiences carried on for years. Then, nearly 3 years later, another shocking incident struck. A rug inside the house caught fire, but luckily a passerby spotted the smoke and helped put it out before it caused serious damage. What made things worse was that the fire department carried out a full investigation, yet couldn't figure out how it had started.
I heard somebody banging. I'm like, what the?
I did too. I literally went inside. I said, Noah, I'm
Combined with all the other unexplained activity, Noah began to believe something far more sinister was going on. Realizing the danger, Noah finally made the choice to leave before it was too late, and that decision proved wise. Not long after the house was sold, the new owners experienced disaster. Another fire broke out. Flames consumed nearly the entire structure. Did the Hood family still haunt the home after losing their lives there? Or was it all a terrible coincidence? What do you think? Now let's move on to a short clip that was filmed by restaurant staff. While checking the security feed, they noticed someone sitting at one of the outdoor tables. But strangely, no one was actually there. Could this have been a simple trick of the camera, or maybe what people like to call a glitch in the Matrix? The following case is both strange and unsettling. It was filmed by Matt, a woman from the United States. What you're about to see happened at night while she was sitting in her parked car, just about to head home. As she glanced at her rearview mirror, she noticed movement in the bushes.
Watched this thing move across in my rearview mirror when I was driving back of my car to the front. I could see it from outside and in the mirror. It got out of my car, like staring at me, but if I looked away, I couldn't find it until it was closer. I have never felt fear like this. The hair on my arms was standing up. I was crying on the phone with my mom, waiting for my stepdad to come over because I couldn't believe this is what I really saw.
She kept checking her mirrors over and over, trying to understand what she had just seen. That's when she realized something even more chilling, something that would send shivers down anyone's spine. Matt insisted there was nothing in the area that could explain what the mirror reflected.
As you can see, there is literally nothing. And here is from the angle car. This is from directly around. There's nothing that would have cast a shadow. So I just found out that my neighbor has been experiencing something weird. I completely forgot until my boyfriend reminded me. So her side door has been opened repeatedly throughout the last week, and that door does not have a key. It can only be opened from the inside. She keeps coming home, or her friend comes home. There's nothing missing, but the door is wide open. Nobody is able to unlock it except for them from the inside. She just called me to tell me about it.
That night she filmed again, but the shadowy figure didn't return. She even recreated the exact same angle in her car to compare. This time the mirror was clear, proving that what she caught earlier truly seemed like a presence standing behind her vehicle. What could it have been? Some believe she came across a shadow entity. Others suggest it might have been her doppelganger, an evil twin said to stalk its victim from the shadows. The following video stems from the Philippines and a pair of young women who had decided to walk through the forest paths, separated from their friends for a few minutes to take some photos. They never imagined those few minutes would lead to one of the most unsettling experiences of their lives.
Naliligaw. Wala ni mga kasama namin. Wala ni mga kasama. Kailangan namin silang habulin kasi maliligaw kami. Gagi, malayo na sila. Wala na.
Did you notice? Someone or something can be seen behind them, as if it were following them. A strange shadowy figure trailing them as they ran down the lonely path. However, the most bizarre fact is that within seconds during a simple camera move, the figure simply vanishes. The women state that they never saw anyone in the vicinity. They were certain they were running alone, and to this day they don't know exactly what it was that seemed to be following them on the path. Fortunately, minutes later they would reunite with their group of friends and share their experience. One of their companions, whilst reviewing the recording, was the one who noticed the strange presence and told a chilling story. They had heard from locals about the appearance of the unnamed one, a cadaverous person in a dark robe who follows hikers. Fortunately, they never stopped moving, because otherwise it is said that this manifestation makes you get lost on the path and traps you on its trails. Of course, this could all just be tales, but they have simply no explanation for this weird sighting. A security guard working the night shift in Germany recently shared unusual footage from their surveillance system. The recording shows something mysterious appearing on a swing seat positioned near the entrance. Some viewers of the footage have suggested that the security cameras might have captured a child visitor during the night hours. The following footage was recorded by security workers at a construction site during the late hours. They were relocating some large equipment trucks to a different section of the site for the next day's operations. It was during this routine task that one of the crew members spotted something unusual. An odd silhouette that suddenly appeared on the truck ahead of them. Looking closely, the mysterious silhouette does seem to have feminine features and proportions. However, without further investigation or evidence, it's impossible to say with any certainty. After the team had safely parked the equipment, they noticed some odd screams stemming from the site. Some who've seen the footage believe it could be evidence of paranormal activity at the construction site. This was shared by two urban explorers who were exploring a supposedly old haunted hospital today. They came across something crazy.
어디였어요?
원래 병원에 계셨던 거세요?
네, 저 원래 몸이 안 좋아서. 근데 지금 상태가 없어졌어요.
그래서 어디 간 거예요?
저도 방금 깼어요. 원래 병원에 계셨어요? 네? 저기요! 저기요!
Is it possible that somebody played a prank on them? Or who or what were those people in the hallways? The following case took place inside a supermarket in Mexico and was documented by Angel Alfaro, who works as a night watchman within the facility. He had never before experienced anything paranormal. However, everything would change one early morning when out of nowhere he began hearing strange noises that prompted him to take out his phone.
Jenny, hoy sí voy a dormir, mañana me cuesta si pasa algo. Ya está, Jenny. Verga. A la bestia. Puta, a la vez mi corazón, ¿no? Este pinche ruidazo. Mire, banda, ¿se entendió esto? ¿Vieron? No, sácate.
Finds the paint machine turned on. While the machine might be programmed, who or what could have caused the noise at the beginning of the video? That night would simply remain a strange event for which he found no explanation. But he also didn't want to investigate further to avoid feeling frightened during work. However, nights after, it seemed that whatever it was manifested again.
Que ya vieron al rostro por toda esta vida. ¿Ya lo vieron o no? ¿Sí lo están viendo?
That sign was moving inexplicably, maybe an air current, but it's curious that only this particular sign was swaying, and none of the adjacent ones were doing so. But this wasn't the most disturbing part. The following early mornings would become increasingly intense.
Sospecha. Atrás de mí, güey, no. No, güey, se empezó el cuerpo bien feo.
Whatever was there seemed to be trying to communicate through electrical equipment, in this case a speaker. It's quite common for supernatural energy manifestations to somehow take control of these devices in order to try to attract attention and in many cases deliver a message to whoever is nearby. In fact, nights later, while this guard was talking on the phone and live streaming, something happened that he never even noticed himself, but people began alerting him in the comments.
Detección de activo, carnal. Pues sí, algunos pues dependen, pues tienes descuento, 10% de descuento.
A strange moaning could be heard. Some thought it could be the spirit of a person who might have passed away in this place, behind him, and is trying to communicate. Others recommended that he take precautions because it could be the beginning of something that not only inhabits the supermarket, but could now be following him wherever he goes. Do you think this is possible? How else could we explain all this activity? Now, we are looking at a decaying hospital structure, which has been left deserted for numerous decades. Local lore insists that the premises are haunted by the lingering spirits of those who met their demise within its walls. And people state that they can hear peculiar sounds and see spectral forms haunting these abandoned halls. The video was shared by an urban explorer named Pradeep, and this late afternoon we see him navigating through its eerie corridors. At some point we are getting confronted with a spine-chilling sight as the camera captures an unsettling image down the hallway. Upon closer inspection, it appears to be a lifeless figure on a gurney. Yet, within moments, when the camera pans back, the figure mysteriously vanished. Opinions on the authenticity of the footage diverge. It's hard to say what exactly had unfolded here that day, but it certainly makes you wonder if we became witness to an actual paranormal event here. Now, there's a security recording that shows something quite strange. There appear to be two children walking in a pretty odd manner. Looking at the footage from the security camera, which was installed right outside a house, we notice those two figures passing by extremely quickly. Some people think that these could be goblins, others say they could be ghosts, while some comment that they might simply be ordinary children. Maybe just a glitch of the camera, but I find it's pretty odd. This is an older recording taken by a young man inside his grandparents' house. He mentions it's around 3 AM when he started hearing strange noises. He also mentions that he heard a woman speaking, and filled with courage, he grabs his camera and decides to investigate the area.
So it's like 3 in the morning right now, and I swear to God, I just heard someone talking down our hall, and there's no one home right now because my grandparents are out of town for the weekend, so I'm gonna go investigate. Hear that? What the hell? Do you guys hear that?
A pretty frightening video. You can hear a woman crying at the end of the recording. And before that, we can hear what sounds like someone following him. He even turns the camera around. Now the question remains: what exactly had happened here that night? The following video was captured by two friends as they were driving through an area close to the Aokigahara forest, which is still frequently visited by those who choose this forest to go on their very last journey, if you know what I mean. And it's to nobody's surprise that people say to see ghosts and other paranormal sightings there on the regular. However, the two friends didn't notice anything in particular at the time. Nothing but a blurry object that seemed to hover close to their car. It would appear that their dashcam captured an eerie pair of flags floating in the sky, slowly but surely closing in on their car, and as mentioned, they didn't see these flags in much detail. They thought to have seen a mass, which is why they checked the recording, but it's pretty clear that this might be something otherworldly. What do you think? Was this one of the many spirits which is still visiting this haunted forest? This video shows a young man who was on his way back home from work the following night. He states that his helm camera always records for security purposes and that this route felt always super spooky to him, especially at night. Apparently, there are many local tales about ghostly hitchhikers that can be seen on some parts of these extremely old roads. And as fate would have it, he might have experienced such an occurrence himself. What's pretty strange is that whatever we are seeing here appeared twice on the road, as some might suggest it could have been just somebody walking on the road. It's not clear why anybody would do this in pitch darkness, but people can be weird. Why our driver would come across this thing twice though seems to maintain a mystery. What's your explanation? Switching to a different, older and quite bizarre recording, apparently captured by a group of friends in Russia. They were engaged in a conversation in someone's living room when supernatural activity seemed to emerge unexpectedly.
Заебал. Ну нахуя тогда ты меня позвал нахуй сегодня? Просто с тобой посидеть надо, снимать. Дай я лучше покурю. Нихуя у тебя не происходит, блядь. Все, наверное, у тебя, наверное, закончилось. Может, в банку упадет хотя бы. А? Ебать, что за хуйня? Ебать, что за хуйня? Включил. Смотри, нихуя себе. Нихуя, ебать. Да ну нахуй. Пиздец. Нихуя себе. Бля. Да ебал ты, мудак, ебаный. Ебать. Нихуя себе. Слышь, кребет кто-то. Ебаный в рот. Что за хуйня тебе? Сука. Ты что, доебать решил, что ли? Блядь. Ёбаный в рот. Ебать, нихуя летает. Да ну нахуй. Ебаный. Ебать. Сука. Не, пошли нахуй.
According to reports, paranormal incidents had been occurring in this location for quite some time, and this wasn't the first unusual event to happen there. However, with limited details provided, it's difficult to determine exactly what took place. The following video was recorded by a young man who was passing by a pretty notorious apartment building in this area. Apparently, the building had to be evacuated for some kind of urgent renovation at the time. Besides that, there have been a few eerie incidents of shadow sightings on the hallways and the premises in general. And as the man passes by the building, he seems to have noticed something odd. A pale face can be seen, peeking at the driving car from behind the brick wall. It was pretty certain that nobody was on the premises at the time. And the weird color of the skin make many believe that this perhaps could have been one of the ghosts that is said to roam the building and perhaps the area. Is this possible? Just a couple of days ago, a man in Mexico captured something terrifying on his security camera. He had only heard rumors of whispers about a dark figure seen roaming late at night. But this time it wasn't just a story. A black shadow suddenly crosses the road, fast, silent, and unnatural. Have a look. There were no footsteps, no sound, just a flicker of something that shouldn't be there. Since then, he's checked the footage every night, hoping it was a one-time thing. The following was recorded by the daughter of a night security guard. The girl is playing by herself when something scary suddenly happens.
The sky is blue, and I see you.
She's playing a game called The Sky is Blue and claims she saw a face in her bedroom, though nothing appears on camera. According to her, this is what's supposed to happen when you play this particular game. The point is to capture a floating face on video. Her parents were so worried by how terrified and upset she was that they banned her from playing this game inside the house. But she didn't follow their rule and kept playing it anyway.
I see you.
Her big sister Vicky also got curious about what had scared her little sister so much. So Vicky decided to join in and play the game with her. Just like before, nothing shows up on camera.
What do you do?
You go, the sky is blue, move down and say, and I see you. And you want to look for a baby's face.
The sky is blue, and I see you.
That's not how you do it. You have to point up at the ceiling and...
That's what I did.
And slowly go down.
Why do I have to do it slowly?
Because that's how it goes.
The sky is blue.
But one night, when nobody else was home, Vicky decides to play the game in every room of the house. That's when something unexpected happens.
The sky is blue, and I see you. 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 The sky is blue, and I see you.
Vicky was absolutely stunned by what took place in her room. Her overhead light suddenly dropped from the ceiling. This didn't make any sense to her, because the light fixture was installed really well. She thinks the only explanation is that something heavy must have tugged it downward. But what truly scares her is that it happened exactly when she was playing that strange game.
So for those of you asking, this is what fell. That game? Absolutely not.
Whether it was just bad timing or something unexplained. It makes perfect sense why Vicky won't try that game again. We can't tell if the game actually caused what happened,